Dad's Dungeon Dudes.
Well, welcome back to another episode of Dad's Dungeon Dudes. My name is Chris and I'm the dad for this adventure. We are busy playing through journeys through the Radiant Citadel, although today we are about to transition into our new adventure called the Verdant Awakening. Today around the table we have playing with us
Ruben as Ebonyclaw Shadowtooth.
Isaiah as the one who slays.
Hugo playing as Gabriel Brightwing.
And I'm Teddy playing as Thornsley Shatterscale.
And so previously on our adventure, our four heroes had stepped into the vibrant and chaotic world of the Dinsing Night Market. This is this endlessly changing maze of stalls filled with all kinds of incredible wares and magical lights. Now, Ebonyclaw, Thornsley, Gabriel, and the one who slays, also known as Saldrin, have proved themselves to be worthy of the respect of the night market vendors. You have entered yourselves into the Arun Family Pepper Challenge. You survived the shrimpening, the battle prawns. You earned the respect of the entire market by also securing the silkworms from Madame Culp. And so you've earned amongst yourselves 3 renown, essentially for each member of the party. So now you are no longer just visitors to the night market, now you are local celebrities. You are market legends, if you will. And so, as the Dinsing Night Market Collective has now called you together as people with all this fame, you are called together to a courtroom setting, to a place that has been set apart especially to figure out who has been sabotaging the people of the night market. And so we are moving now from, as you've walked straight from outside of the tent where you have done the shrimp challenge, you move into this new location that is a courtroom setting. So as you have entered into this place, the night market owners basically have come together and they've asked you, can you please help us to solve the night market problem? And what they've done is they've set up a special courtroom. And so as you exited the tent where you have completed the Battle Prawn Challenge and you finished your last challenge and earned your 3rd renown, a new market stall or new tent has been set up with a makeshift courtroom. At the top of the courtroom you see the table where the overseers of the night market sit. There are 3 chairs where they will be seated themselves. Then you have the 4 of you who have entered. You're standing in front of the benches. You are essentially the judges of the courtroom. And as you enter into this courtroom, you see the following things. First of all, the walls all around are sort of noise. They take up all the noise, and so as you enter in, it becomes quiet. You don't hear the noise of the night market anymore. There are these beautiful wooden chairs that have been placed on a raised platform for you, so that those who are there can see you as you deliberate. There are the 2 feuding families. The heads of the 2 feuding families are those that are to the left. You see Lamai Tianmo, that's the gnome woman with the wild hair. She's looking angry and protective. Standing next to her is Kusa Zamhun, a kobold in impeccable purple and gold silk, who looks nervous, but she looks defiant. Madame Culp is there also. She's acting as the market arbiter, and she has in her hand a big giant copper gong that she hits with a brass stick and goes bong.
Like order in the court.
Like order in the court. And
Now she wants to talk.
Yeah, as you enter in there, she says, "Heroes, someone has been slashing the salt shipments, causing fires, ruining the food stalls. The Tianmos blame the Zhang-Uns. The Zhang-Uns blame the Tianmos. Please hear the evidence, find the truth, and deliver your judgment." So before we continue, is there anything else you'd like to ask or describe or talk about?
Would I be able to
like, let's just say, get like firebolt, like use an action to get firebolt ready, like use an action which is ready to ready firebolt as a specific trigger, which is shown any hostility.
You can get that ready to prepare yourself, sure. Does anyone want to say anything before we get started?
No, I just want to look like really fierce and slam my take out my quarterstaff and slam the end into the ground. And
Same, I'm gonna do that as
which
well.
makes like a banging noise. And I say, order in the core!
And so as you do that, the little bit of whispers that were around the court, they quiet down and everyone turns their eyes expectantly towards you. Now, in this story, in this courtroom setting, your job is to find out who the guilty party is. You have to make sure that you decide who the really guilty one is, and then later on, once you've decided, you will also pronounce the verdict of what to do with this person. So as you stand up, ready to hear the various testimonies, you see Lamai standing up there she's the one on the top, to your left at the top there. She points her finger at Kusa. She says, it's Kusa, it has to be. My family's noodle stall has been ruined. We found a large wok at her seafood cart. The handle has been gnawed on. She wants to ruin our business so her family can take over the market. But Kusa stands next to her. She's the kobold, of course. She flicks her tail. She cries out, lies! My family has been here for generations. Lamai is just jealous. I didn't touch her noodles. My own stall's leg collapsed from a mysterious fire. Why would I sabotage myself? And so with that, what do you want to do? Hands up if you want to speak. Yeah.
Would I be to roll an insight check or wisdom check to see discern if I know if they're lying or something?
You can roll an insight check.
Or can I just use passive insight?
No, roll an insight check.
Okay. I rolled a 17.
So with your 17, you look at both of their faces carefully to see if there's any hint of deception amongst either of them. From what you can tell, they both genuinely believe that it's the other family who's been causing all the issues, and they both believe, from what you can tell with the 17, they both believe themselves to be innocent. As
I believe that the kobold's family is innocent. Because, to be fair, they wouldn't sabotage their store by themselves. I reckon someone else is guilty, and those two are both innocent.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
So there's a third party, you think?
Yeah.
So it's neither of them. Interesting.
And I reckon from the first episode that Thief could be part of it, maybe.
Maybe the person that brought us to the night market is that person, because we haven't seen them since.
Interesting.
And also maybe the Thief who Teddy healed, I reckon he could be trying to steal that key thing on the rob to sabotage more.
Very interesting.
Could I try a performance or persuasion check with my ally to I could ask them if I do a stop they'll actually tell me if they did it.
So you can try. So in the courtroom around you, there are all the people that you've met in the night market already. There's the Arun brothers, there's Vi and Kasim, his brother. They were the two who hosted the pepper challenge. You see Sid Squid sitting there as well, eating one of his delicious prawn cakes. You've got Madam Cook. She's of course got the big gong there. And you see the Tianmo and Zangu, the ladies we were just talking about before. They're all there and they're ready to give evidence.
I want to ask them whether they have experienced any similar scenarios.
Great question. So, both of them nod their heads fiercely. Firstly, Lamai says, yes, you know, my noodle stool has been under attack for the last 2 weeks already. It seems to have been, it's been peaceful between me and Kusa for so long, but all of a sudden it's come under attack again.
No, like those people down there.
He means the crowd.
Well, you can't ask the crowd; they're not part of the story. They're just there to observe. But she says, yes, the last 2 weeks this has been a problem, and it seems like someone's out there trying to ruin her noodle stall. But what she doesn't understand is that why, after so long, after she and Kusa have made peace, would all of a sudden the Zhang-Hun family again start to attack them?
I think it might be the child who...
The child who stole the onions at the very beginning. Perhaps. Ebonyclaw.
Shouldn't I have made like a persuasion check for my lie to see if... Because remember I said if I could ask them if I played a song for them, they would tell me.
You can try, so you can roll a performance check.
With advantage or disadvantage? Or
No, just normal.
Just normal.
Nat 20 plus 7.
27! Critical success.
That is a success. And so explain to us how you are performing this song.
It seems like the light's kind of dim, but there's one light on me, and then I kind of strum the like a rock star would, like that. Bam.
And so as you play this amazing ballad of truth, you can see the eyes of the people there. They're all glued to you, and you've captured their attention. And so they will now start to tell you the truth of whatever questions you ask. Interestingly, as you look up, make a perception check for me, everyone, please.
Perception, I'm good with perception.
No, just your normal perception.
Advantage or just normal?
Just
15.
normal. 15, yep.
Wait, perception.
17.
16.
I got a
17.
2 17s.
Alright, so those of you who rolled a 17, you notice that as Ebonyclaw plays this amazing guitar riff, everyone's eyes are glued to him, except for one of the Erun brothers, Karsing, who is looking down at his feet, wanting to seemingly wanting to avoid looking at his eyes, at Ebonyclaw's eyes, so as to try and perhaps avoid speaking to him. So now, as this happens, the various bits of evidence come out, and they place them on that central table in front of the four of you. On there, you see there's the wok, which they talked about, that has had, it seems like one of the handles has been gnawed on. It is put on the table next to you. Next to that, there is the leg from the cart, from the market stall, that the Zhang-Hun family is organizing. So the leg of the stall that had been broken has been pulled off and put on the table in front of you as well. The onions that originally started this whole thing, that the little boy was running away, placed next to that as well. And then finally there is a little piece of paper that seems to not have been put there on purpose, but it does in the corner. It seems like it's fallen as the people have brought out the rest of the evidence. There's a piece of paper with it's like a hotel brochure, a vacation brochure, and you see on the date there, the date is 2 weeks from this date. So in 2 weeks' time, whoever has this hotel brochure, it's like a ticket, they're going to go see this hotel there. What do you want to do?
Would I be able...
Isaiah?
Would I be able to look at it to see who's going? And then we can ask them, what is your plan?
So you can look at the, this is the ticket you're talking about?
Yep.
Okay, so So roll an investigation check for me.
Investigation. Where's investigation?
Or could he use his passive investigation?
No, he's actively
5.
looking for something. 5. All right. So as you pick it up, you see that something has been written there. So it's like if you write on a piece of paper with a pen and you push down hard. On the back of it, it'll still have made the name of or whatever you were writing, but you can't exactly see because you can't see the pen. It's just the indentation of the paper. And with your 5, all you can notice is that the indentation is there, but you can't quite figure out who it actually says.
Would I be able to be like, well, if you can't, I may as well try.
You can try.
Okay, I'll try.
Could he cast mending? And then like that might bring ink back
So that's
onto
not that the ink is missing so much. It's like there were 2 papers stuck on top of one another. On the top one was written, that piece of paper was taken away, and this was what was underneath. So it's just the pressure that has been pushed down. So Teddy, what was your investigation?
My investigation ended in disgrace. It's a 2.
So you also failed. We'll go to Ebonyclaw. What do you want to do?
investigation.
This is the last one I will allow.
12.
So you see with a 12 you spot that you can just make out the letters if you just hold it just right in the light. You can sort of see where the shadows fall, and on it says a rune, which is the name of Vi and Kasim, the ones who own the pepper store. So he's going, one of the Arun brothers or a sister perhaps, or a family member is going on a holiday in 2 weeks' time.
Can I intimidate them to try and get them to tell me where?
You can simply ask.
Can't
I wanna
I
try
have intimidation? Or no, persuasion.
You can try persuasion.
What is that? 17 plus 4, 21.
So, as you walk up to the Arun brothers who are sitting in the stands there, you ask them, so what's this holiday that you're going on? Vi stands up very proudly and he says, I'm about to get married to a wonderful new lady, and we have our honeymoon in 2 weeks' time. And so after that, after we get married, I'm moving away to another city and we're going to start a whole new life together in another city. And so I'm very excited by that and I'm looking forward to this holiday a lot.
Can I be like, but what about the pepper challenge?
You can ask that. Says, well, Kasim here is going to stay behind. I guess he will be able to keep running that. All right, Brightwing. Gabriel.
I'm going to say, wait, which one was the one that was looking at their feet?
His brother, Kasim Arun.
I'll say to Kasim, I saw you look at your feet. I think you're guilty.
So Kasim looks at you and he replies, what evidence do you have of this? I have done nothing wrong. Looking at my feet is not a crime.
We have good perception.
What? You know how your pepper challenges, the peppers are hot? That could have burned to the leg of the table because it was on fire.
Maybe. My peppers could, I guess, have done that, but that doesn't prove anything.
Would
Yes,
I
it
be able to
does.
ask her why he was doing it?
Why he was doing what?
Why he was looking down? Because you could just say, you are looking down. But can I ask why he was?
Roll
persuasion.
a persuasion check for me.
Oh.
Persuasion. What about the transition?
7.
There's nothing wrong with looking down at your feet. I don't need to look at people's eyes all the time, do I?
Hang on.
Yes,
Do your Rune brothers kobolds or regular humans?
They're humans, I believe. Alright, Saldrin.
I'm gonna say you can tell us why, or I'm gonna blast your face.
Intimidation.
Roll an intimidation check.
I'm gonna blast your face.
Intimidation is +2.
I've got +4.
11.
And 11.
So with 11, which is not a very good roll, you say that as you walk forward towards him, trying to get right up into his face and say, "Tell us or else." And as you do so, you actually stumble over the chair leg that's next to you, and you try to look really fierce, but you actually kind of stumble and fall over, and the courtroom laughs at you instead of actually intimidating you.
You're all going to jail.
So that's the first piece of evidence, is the little pamphlet. Next to them you have the onions still, you've got the wok that you found, and you've got the table leg that are still things of to be investigated. Thornsley.
Would I be able to check anything, like if there's any secret message, like either written in Druidic or just like any secret evidence, like thumbprints or stuff?
On what?
On like the like on everything, but especially the onions.
Alright, so I would like for you to roll a nature check for me.
Ooh, I'm good.
Can
at
I give
nature.
him advantage?
Since you're a ranger and you would know about those sorts of things, yes, I think you can support him and you can roll with advantage.
Give me advantage. Yeah.
Since I'm a cleric and I'm wise.
Oh, Dad, I got an 18 and a 19, so that would be in total 22.
Oh, goodness. So with your 22, you notice that there's nothing really remarkable about the onions. They seem just like dead standard onions, and you perceive that they are just here because they were the first thing that started off this whole thing when the boy stole the onions and was running away. So the only reason they're there is because a little boy wanted to cause some mischief. They're actually unrelated to the story of who's guilty.
Cross those off.
At the same time, as you investigate here, you notice the gnaw marks that are on the wok, in the handle, in the wood handle. You realise that those are bite marks that have been bitten into the handle. But
Well,
you
gnaw
also...
means bite, so...
Pardon?
Well, gnaw kind of means bite.
That's
Like,
true. Yeah.
like gnawing.
Yeah, so the question is, what was biting it? If the Zangun family was guilty, then you would expect that to be bitten by cobalt teeth. But with your 20-odd rolled, you realise that these bite marks are not from kobolds, or in fact, any of the normal creatures from this plane. They come from a fey creature. And as you look at it, you smell a sweet, faint scent of persimmon fruit that's clinging to that handle.
Maybe it was a satyr or a dryad.
Perhaps?
Don't look at me!
Or maybe it would, like, remember how we saw the persimmon skins before? Would I be able to say, like, grab that evidence that, like, we saw on aisle 29 or something?
Sure.
The evidence
So
is your
you
aisle
command one
29.
of the lackeys that are in the courtroom to say, "We found some more persimmon seeds near the stall where the fire happened," which is where they were. Can you run over there and see if you can find any more? And so he runs out. Everyone in the courtroom waits in suspense. That stall is only 5 minutes away from where this courtroom has been set up. And sure enough, 10 minutes later, this young-faced little, essentially teenage boy comes back in and goes, "Yes, indeed, they are still there. Here they are. Here are the persimmons, peels." And he plonks them down on the table, moving the onions aside. They drop to the floor, and they put the persimmons there as well. And so now you know that there are persimmon fruit related to the wok. There are also persimmon fruit related to the burnt down store.
Are they the same gnaw marks on the persimmon?
Roll a nature check for me, please.
Can you
Again
give
with
me
advantage.
Yeah, I'll give you advantage.
Only one person. Advantage only works with one person.
Okay, that was 1. That's not much better. 6.
As you hold the two skins up to each other, you just see that the edges have been gnawed by teeth. but you can't tell whether it's from the same animal. However, Saldrin, if you as the cleric would like to roll a wisdom check for me of some sort,
Wisdom check.
Wait, just like wisdom.
just do a wisdom saving throw for me.
Wisdom saving.
Oh, wisdom saving throw.
Whichever one's better. With either wisdom
plus 5.
wisdom saving throw. That would be 17.
So with your 17, you say, it would not be logical for these two to not have come from the same animal. And so you use your divine logic, because you're a cleric of logic, you use your divine logic to deduce that they are in fact from the same animal. However, as you now stand here in the courtroom, you know that the person who is guilty is in this courtroom, but none of the creatures that are gathered here that you can see are of the Fae or have these types of teeth, and so that leaves a quandary. All right, Ebonyclaw.
They could have a minor illusion put on them.
Perhaps.
So maybe I kind of check, like, see if they were like, if there was a minor illusion.
So I don't think an Arcana check would allow you to do that. If you had a spell like Detect Magic or something like that,
Oh,
that
wait.
would work.
Very far. I am 20 foot cute. No, that wouldn't work.
You could do Fairy Fire because it could. If you did Fairy Fire on someone, you can try it.
It would illuminate their face.
It's 20 foot cube.
So
All right. So what you could do.
Can you zoom out fully so I can see all of those, or is it just 2 rows?
It's just the 2 rows. What you could do is you could ask everyone in the whole courtroom to bunch together. I guess you'd have to roll a persuasion check for me.
Yeah, I'm gonna roll persuasion.
And explain to them first of all that. So you
They
roll.
try to give me advantage.
Just roll.
Actually, can I please use detect magic?
Do you have that spell
Yes, I
prepared?
do.
All right. Well, go right ahead and do that.
But I got 16.
cast detect magic.
I casted it.
All right. So as you cast Detect Magic, can you describe for us what that spell would look like?
Well, I put my 2 fingers up to my
Forehead.
like just above my ears, and then I stare down really hard at it.
And so you cast this Detect Magic spell, and so you notice that there are magical effects all around here. This is the night market after all. Some people have magical daggers in their pockets that you can sense. You can sense some of their clothing might be of magical origin. But one thing in particular stands out to you that's a little bit strange is that around Kasim, there seems to be this aura of magic, and you can't detect anything on him. His clothes seem perfectly normal, his weapons are perfectly normal, and yet around him there is this aura, maybe even 3 distinct different auras of magic around him, although you cannot see them. We'll go back to Ebonyclaw.
Can I cast Tasha's Hideous Laughter to try it? And the
Tickle torture him.
the tickle torture.
I'm going to say no to that,
No.
because we're a family-friendly podcast.
Tickle
Thornsley.
torture.
Would I be able to maybe I shall go to spells. Maybe if I do would like if I do mending on whoever has the magical aura, would I be able to would I be able to mend this technically isn't a thing you can do, but I mean would I be able to mend his skin so he goes back to normal, sew it back together or something?
Well, there's nothing wrong with his skin. He's not damaged in any way.
Yeah, I mean
But
fix it.
Fairy Fire could perhaps be helpful.
Would I be able to cast Unseen Servant on him?
That's not what Unseen Servant does.
No, I mean poke him.
poking.
Yeah, the unseen
Like
servant.
annoy him, and then he's like, ah, bah, bah, and like if it's a concentration spell.
Alright, what I'll allow you to do is cast Unseen Servant.
Wait, what if I prepare unseen servant as well? So
No.
then it's a double trouble.
You'd have to have a long rest for that.
I casted it.
And so you've commanded your Unseen Servant to constantly annoy him. And interestingly, you had thought what he would do is be really annoyed by this constant tapping on his shoulder and and those sorts of things. But he seems to be oddly used to this annoyance being there. And every now and again he just brushes his shoulder or he whispers, "Shh, I'll feed you later," or things like that in the space, which is obviously odd for the Unseen Servant. The one who slays.
Can I use detect magic to see if he is cursed or has any spirits?
Well, can't
So you would have already picked that up with the last detect magic. You do seem to, detect magic doesn't specifically tell that, but what you did detect is that there is a magical aura around him, maybe multiple magical auras around him.
Is he cursed?
It doesn't seem to be a curse, but there's certainly something odd going on.
Wouldn't fairy fire, if it makes him outlined, would that make him outlined in his true form or not?
Well, just try it. Fairy Fire doesn't do any damage,
Fairy fire.
it doesn't.
so it's not an attack.
Come on, fairy fire.
Would I also be able? It's a dex saving throw of 12.
So,
No, 13 for me.
For you, it's 13. Okay.
alright, so I will roll a saving throw for him. What is it? Dexterity.
Yeah.
Dex.
Alright,
Dexterous.
so he fails that, and so you see him and everyone around him illuminated with. So, what color is this fairy fire?
Let me check.
You get to decide.
Yeah.
It is yellowish, greenish, brown.
Alright, so this tri-coloured fairy fire outlines Cassim and all those around him, but you see around Cassim these wings appear on three individual invisible creatures that are hanging around him that have wings, and they are they're just flapping there. They don't seem to be hostile at all or anything like that. They're just flapping around, and they're sort of almost playing in the air. And that's what you see with the fairy fire. Slayer.
Maybe, because he said, I'll feed you later, maybe he was thinking it was them who was poking him.
So he's obviously thinking that it's one of these things that he's got to feed. Yeah. Gabriel.
Can I do a message on him and make him and say, hey, what's going on here?
Roll an intimidation check.
Okay, intimidation. I think I'm bad at intimidation.
Intimidation. Yeah, you have a -1, sadly. Intimidation.
That
13.
So he just looks confused when you send that telepathic message. He just looks confused, and
I say, that was me, Cassim.
he looks over to you, but he just shrugs it off. It doesn't seem to really actually do anything.
Would I wait? It doesn't actually say, hey, it can speak, but it can perform a simple task that an everyday human could do. So would I be able to make it shout at him like, I'm not one of those flappy things. I'm Chelly's servant. Rah!
Well, that would not be a simple task. Speech is quite a complex task.
Yeah,
so
it uses your voice
I think you cannot do that.
Why would
So you've now got the evidence. You've got the walk. You've figured something out about that. You've seen these flapping wings and these three invisible, currently, creatures sort of flapping around and flying and just playing, and they're just having a good time. Cassim has been looking down at the floor there for a while, trying to not catch Ebonyclaw's eye, and what you've got left is the stump from the burnt market stall.
can I see them? Because if so, could I gather them?
I think they might be invisible souls.
Well, they're not invisible anymore because you can now see them.
The outline.
Not every... Let me encourage you that not every solution has to be violent.
Come on.
Can I poison spray? Hey, Cassim.
Anyway, tickle torture is family friendly.
Would I be able to, well, maybe go to Kasim and like, why are you doing this?
Roll a...
Arcana?
No, roll a persuasion check for me.
Why are you doing this?
Okay, that was a bit... 16.
So, Cassim, realizing that all the evidence is pointing to him, comes to the realization that he seems to have been caught out. And so he sees the evidence of the wok and the fact that there are these fey creatures that have been biting at the edges. He sees the persimmon peels that are both with the wok and at the burnt market stall. He sees that the onions are not part of the story at all, even though he had hoped that they would be. And he sees all the evidence pointing up to him and realizing that these four mighty heroes are coming to think that he's the one who did it. He finally collapses to his knees and he cries out and he says, "Yes, okay, fine, I did it." And as he does so, you see these three creatures that have fairy fire on them. They just appear around him. They are these tiny, about the size of a basketball. They're blue. They're monkey-like creatures with wings. They are fey creatures called windlings. And one of them, in his hand, has a persimmon, which happens to be their favorite type of fruit. So Cassim says, it has to all come out. I did it. I'm the one who bribed these windlings to cause the mischief. But you don't understand. My brother is leaving me. He's getting married. He's leaving in 2 weeks' time. And I know that I don't have the charisma of my brother. I cannot run the Spicy Brothers food stall alone because I'm not a brother. I'll just be by myself. And I was terrified that my family's legacy would finally be destroyed by me by being useless at running the job. So I've been trying to get the Lamai and Kusa to sell their stalls to me, but of course they won't sell because their businesses are going too well. So I thought if I could only get their businesses to fail, maybe by sabotaging them, I could take them over and then I would have a new business to run. And so I was scared. I made a terrible choice. I'm so sorry. And so as he sits on his knees, sort of sobbing and crying, you can see there's a tear running down his face. The crowd behind you, as he blurts all of this out, they let out this kind of collective gasp. You know, they're all shocked. His brother looks at him feeling really betrayed, you know, and he yells out, "How could you have done this?" And so that's currently what's happening. Thornsley.
I'll be like, I forgive you, and then like I'm not sure it will do anything, but I'll like the idea of it, like I'm going to try and mend like he has a broken heart, so I'm trying to mend it.
So as you cast mending on him, he feels slightly better and he looks up to you and he says, "Thank you." Now, as this happens, you see Madame Culp. She's got her giant brass gong and she bangs it. She says, "Cassim, you have been found guilty." She looks at the four of you and she says, "Heroes, the truth has been found. Cassim's fear for the future has led him to try and destroy another success. How shall we be punished? How shall he be punished?" Slayer.
I also want to ask on him, why does it even have those winky things?
monkey thing.
So he says, I tried to get them to destroy the other stalls because if I could break their business down, then my business would be more successful. So one day I discovered them while out in the wild one day looking for new peppers to sell at the pepper store, and I've learned to train them, and so I've just been using them instead.
Could I cast healing word on him so like so his heart might still feel a little better?
You can do that.
Yay.
Can I
Yes, I-
cast Cure Wounds on you?
Well, there's not actually damage, but yes, I suppose you can.
He has 7.
So, as he takes a gulp of fresh air and he feels a little bit better, but still really riddled with guilt, Madam Culp turns to the 4 of you and says, Heroes, you are now to be his judge. How shall Cassim be punished?
Nothing.
Shall we banish him? Shall we fine him? Or how do you demand that he makes this thing right? Discuss amongst yourselves.
I think we should do a fight to the death.
I think he should suffer. I think he should suffer 2 poison sprays.
What about Vicious Mockery?
I think he should actually prepare all the damage which he has caused.
Oh, yeah.
and then also we have to suffer 1 poison.
No, I think Vicious Mockery.
No, he
Yes.
should just prepare all the damage.
No, Vicious
but
Mockery.
then-
I
And
think
also-
we should do a fight to the death.
I reckon,
Vicious Mockery.
hear me out, I reckon he should either repair the stores by himself or give them enough money to actually repair, to let them repair the stores.
I say.
And then he also works there for a little bit, or they hire him because the spicy chili rubber things.
Yeah, and
it's
also
gonna be
they
hard for him to run.
and they also have to give the 2 people that he was tricking. He has to give them about 5 peppers each.
But they're hot.
Why would they want peppers?
Well, I mean,
He can tell them
because
which
for
ones
the
are
noodles and stuff.
Oh yeah, like some of the duds,
Yeah.
like the tomatoes.
Why can't we just use? I think just Vicious Mockery because that's technically finding his house.
Well, no. I
Plus,
think what
it'll be-
Isira and me were thinking, and then Ruben, you can cast. Ruben, not
Then
vicious
I can
mockery.
cast.
What's
I've
it?
got 3 spots.
Okay, so and yeah, I think what
Vicious
Isira and I was thinking.
Yes, but Vicious Mockery
No.
after her.
Alright, Isaiah, take an inspiration for coming up with a really good restorative justice solution. And so would you like to explain to Cassim, speak to him, and tell him what the judgment is?
So you shall help the other stores with their business, and you shall also repair all the damage which you have caused.
And I shall add to that. You shall give them 5 peppers each.
And so Cassim, hearing his judgment, looks up at the 4 of you with a mixture of sadness, resignation, and also
Happiness, so he doesn't get fined and stuff.
and also a sense of gratitude that you have been so fair and kind to him. He looks up with that whole mix of emotions in his face, and as the crowd hears you pronounce this judgment on him, suddenly what was a quiet courtroom erupts in just joy, and people are clapping, going, yes, we chose the right heroes. You can hear a sort of an applause in the background. You can hear people stomping their feet on the floor, thump, 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 which is a way of them saying they agree. And as you sort of, stand proudly looking at that, you see in the back corner of the courtroom is the same person who jumped on the Concord Jewel with you, that shadowy figure that you had seen before. And they just nod to themselves, and you see a blue outline appear behind them, and they step through it into a portal, and they disappear. Now, as all of that happens, is there anything else you'd like to say to one another, or something like that, before we move on to another situation?
I would like to ask. Oh, I would like to have a private conversation with Monkey Things.
All right, so fair enough. Go for it.
So Monkey Things or Wingling, whatever you're called. Can I call you Monkey Things? Can you please watch Cassim and see and make sure that he's doing the right thing?
So they nod furiously. They say, "Yes, we will do that." Squirt, squeak, squeak, squirt, squirt. They promise to do that. Although being a cleric, you realize that their ability to follow instructions as fey creatures is not always the best. So you believe that they will try their best, but you're not sure necessarily that they're actually going to do what they promise to do. Thornsley.
Can I use command?
Would I be able to speak to the people running the pepper store? No, not the pepper store. The two people that were being questioned before, like the kobold and the gnome. Would I be able to say to them, you shouldn't have these disputes? Then I run back into the center of the room. You use firebolt again as is there an open air bit in the room? Okay. Anyway, I'll just you know how the floor is made of stone? I will firebolt the floor. It makes this sort of explosion around me. Then I'm like, thank you and good night.
And so as you see the firebolt, which is becoming swiftly your signature move, shoots at the floor and sends sparks everywhere. Suddenly you feel the night market quiet down. All of a sudden your ears, they can't hear the hustle and bustle that were happening in the courtroom, and there's this quiet, warm, golden light that washes over you. It sort of takes up your entire, your eyes. It starts on the outside, and all of a sudden all you can see is just golden light. Doesn't matter where you look, up, down, to the left, to the right. It's just this, it's effused is the word, with this golden light. On the other side, after a little while, the golden light fades a bit, and you find yourself standing inside a new location. So as the light fades from your eyes, you find yourself standing in this location. The four of you have been separated. You were standing close to each other, but you find yourself in four different corners of this room. In the center, there is this pool of water and stone. It's almost like a well. There are two mighty statues to your left and to your right. To the left is the statue of a warrior with a mighty hammer that he would...
Thor.
Yeah, it looks a bit like Thor. Exactly what you would think Thor would look like. Viking style. He's got the horns on his helmet. He's got metal plate armor, and this massive stone statue stands there looking out towards you. On the opposite side, you see the archer. The archer looks like what you would think of standard elven archer.
Robin
look like.
Hood. Yeah.
A little bit like Robin Hood, a little bit like Legolas in the Lord of the Rings, if that's your thing. To the north, you see this blue gateway. It is a portal. It looks almost like a pool of water, but it's swirling and swirling, and it's emitting this soft blue light all over you. And so that's where you find yourself all of a sudden in this location. Now, as your eyes settle, you see this room. Is there anything you want to do before we continue going forward?
Would I be able to roll an Arcana check to see what this well is for, what the portal is for, or both? And Hugo or Saldrin or the one who slays, or you or Ebonyclaw would be able to help me with that?
Can
Hang on
I?
a second, let's hear
Can
from-
I do detect magic to see if there's anything else in this room?
You can do another detect magic spell, and while he does that, you can wander over and have a look and do an Arcana check on the thing. So
think-
actually cast it on your character sheet so that you can keep track of your spell slots.
But it's
Advantage.
ritual, so it doesn't cost.
Is it a ritual?
Yeah.
Oh, you can count as a ritual.
Do I do it with?
You can do that as a ritual. So while you're doing that,
Do I
Thornsley is walking over
have
to the
advantage or
just normal. Ebonyclaw.
Could I do perception or to check like could I like walk over to the dwarf or the elf and the elf statue and do like a perception check to see if there's any like writing on there?
Yeah. So while Saldrin is busy with his detect magic ritual, you can walk over and have a look. What did you roll?
19.
So that was a perception check?
No,
uh,
Arcana.
Arcana check. So you notice that this portal is definitely magical. You don't know where it will go. So you're currently a little bit hesitant to go, just walk straight into it because you don't know where it's going to
What
go.
about the wow?
The well is just a standard well of water. Alright, Gabriel.
I'm going to do a message on everybody else and say, hey, you see the one with the bow? I got that on my dad.
Okay. So as you have a look,
I rolled a 22 on the perception.
yeah,
check.
so you wander around this entire chamber, and while these sculptures are clearly made with very great skill, this is a true work of art. You don't notice anything particularly special about them other than someone has taken an awful lot of time to make sure that this is a well decorated chamber. Now, what happens as you come back and you stand back to where you were when you were transported into this? That same golden light that you saw before again flashes in your eye, but this time it doesn't blind you completely. You see emerging from the center of this light, in the center of this tower, actually right where that well is, the light is it's almost like a giant crystal that glows and grows, and out of that crystal steps a woman, an older woman, with glowing silver eyes, and she smiles. And as she steps out of the light fades and blinks back out of existence. And now she's standing there and she eyes each of the four of you, and she says this. She sort of does a little bit of a look around the four of you, and she says this: heroes, you have brought peace to the night market, but your destinies are much larger than these night market stalls. Come, it is time that you know what you are truly capable of. She says that. She walks over to Ebonyclaw first, and she walks in front of Ebonyclaw. She grabs his head with her two hands like this, and the two of them get covered in this golden light and blink out from existence, and the three of you are left alone. Now, as that happens, Ebonyclaw, you find yourself standing in essentially nothingness. There is it's black void all around, except in front of you is this older woman. She looks at you, and you're standing in this void, and she says, "My name is Shohan. I am the speaker of echoes." She looks down to the instruments that you carry with you on your back. She says, "You are a creative leader, Ebonyclaw. But did you know that the universe itself is a song? Right now, at this very moment, in a distant realm, that song is out of tune. That song has been replaced by the cold clanking of machines. Here is the quest that has been appointed to you. You must find the fragments of the anthem, the lost anthem. If you can piece this ancient song back together on your journey, the Radiant Citadel will forge for you a special instrument called the Chords of Creation. It is a magical instrument that will make you more powerful than any bard has ever been, even so that it can physically shield your brothers and your friend the Slayer in battle. And with that, she blinks, and you blink, and you're standing back in that room again. Now, standing back in that room, you notice that she has changed appearance slightly. She looks different to the person that was there before. She turns towards Saldrin, the Slayer. She does the same thing. She walks up to him, grabs his head with her hands, and the same thing happens. The bright light, and they disappear. And Saldrin finds himself in a massive library, the biggest you can even imagine. There are rows and rows of thousands and thousands of books. You look up and down, you see there are multiple stories above and even below you. The rows of books run for miles to each end. And this same speaker, who now looks different, looks to you and says, Saldrin, you are led to the quiet library. My name is Diala. I am the speaker of truths. She gives you a book. As you take it, you realize that it's quite a heavy book. It's got locks that keep it shut. She looks at you and says, you called yourself the one who slays. Now I name you Saldrin the Slayer. Saldrin, you are an intelligent cleric. You are a man of logic. Do you realize that chaos is really just a problem waiting to be solved? Your quest lies inside this book. This book is called the Ledger of Legends. It is bound with these magically imbued locks that no matter how hard you try and pull at them, they remain shut. Diala keeps talking. She says, every time you use your logic to find a monster's weakness or to solve a puzzle, one of these iron seals will shatter and break. When the final seal is broken, this book will transform into a truly ultimately powerful book called the Lexicon of Divine Decree. Once you have it, you will have been granted unimaginable power. Your clerical magic will be the undoing of the magic users. Use it well. And she pops out of existence, and you find yourself standing back in this hall again. Again, the speaker seems to have changed in that flash of light, and they walk over to Gabriel. Grabs Gabriel by the head, both hands. And same thing happens, the bright white golden light opens up and shuts down, and you find yourself in a cloud space. The speaker says, I am Kayleen, I am the speaker of the shields. Kayleen looks like an Asimo, just like yourself, covered in this faint halo of light. She puts her hand on your shoulders, looks you square in the eyes and says, Gabriel, anyone can shoot a monster, but a true guardian, a true ranger knows when to show mercy. The quest that has been appointed to you is to discover the wings of mercy. Every time you protect the weak, just like you did with that lobster, every time when you choose teamwork and forgiveness over pure violence, your own inner light will glow and grow. If you do this, you will earn what is called the glowing wings of an angel. They will give you permanent flight, and the Citadel will gift you a new weapon. It is called the Sun-Kissed Arbalest. It is a crossbow made of pure light that can either deal damage to your enemies, or you can use it to shoot your companions, and if you hit them, you heal them. An almighty weapon for a very mighty warrior angel like yourself. She blinks out of existence, and you find yourself standing back here. Finally, the last speaker to come out, this time not dressed in gold but dressed in green, walks over to Thornsley and says, grabs Thornsley by the face. Same thing happens, except Thornsley, you find yourself in this in the central clearing in a forest. You can see trees all around you, birds chirping in the background. You see the insects floating all around you, little butterflies and those sorts of things. This is a special sacred grove for druids. And the speaker says, I am Parla, I am the speaker of the roots. She kneels down so she can be level eye to eye with you. She says, Thornsley, you have a heart that beats for the wild. But there are animals in another world that have been trapped in a metal armor, turned into clockwork monsters by a scared man. Your quest is not so much to destroy them, but to cure them. If you build a sanctuary and turn these machines back into real animals, the forest will reward you. Your reward for freeing these animals will be a permanently bound emerald spirit beast that will become your permanent magical companion. You will learn to wild shape into its powerful form and call upon it whenever you need. And with that, she also disappears out of existence, and you find yourself back here. And finally, as all of this happens, you stand back again in this room. Is there anything, having just had this wonderful experience, what do you want to say to one another?
Like, do we add those items, like would I add that book to my inventory?
You add that book to your inventory. Now, your book is sealed shut still. It is not currently usable, but it is something that will grow with you as your character grows.
Do I have my item or no?
Do you have your item?
Yeah.
No, remember, your task is to find these
Is it
fragments
this
of the song.
Yeah.
Yep, and then you can customize it.
Book?
Yeah, we'll customize it into your inventory.
Would I be able to say, let's go complete these quests, and I'm gonna run into the portal?
What was my quest?
Wait, so I'll just add custom item.
Yeah, so you can add it as a book, and what I'll do in the intervening time is I will customize that item for you, give it a proper name and so on, so that you can remember that. Before you run into the portal, there's something else that is going to happen. But before that happens, Gabriel, was there something else you wanted to do?
I forgot how I got my crossbow.
So you don't get your crossbow until you've grown into the character worthy of carrying this special thing. So
How do I do that?
So you have to
Wings
keep
of
showing,
mercy.
yeah. So you have to keep showing mercy and kindness and healing random lobsters. You've only done that once, but you chose to do that before they even gave you this quest. So it shows your heart is already in the right place.
I'm just kind of lying on the floor, just amazed, and I've got a little bit of froth coming out of my mouth because I'm like, whoa.
No, acidy froth.
Yeah, like it's green acidy froth, and and my mind's like, what's happening? Complete overreaction because I'm not kind of used to this.
Yeah, fair enough. And so as you kind of froth at the mouth there, there's one last thing that happens. As the speakers have vanished, you're left alone and you've had this time to think and reflect. But with your perception, your passive perception, many of you have quite a high passive perception. You suddenly realize that as the speakers have left, you realize that you're not actually entirely alone. Out of the shadows from behind the elf steps what is called a tabaxi. Now a tabaxi is like a cat-like person, and they are wrapped in this beautiful midnight blue cloak. The tabaxi is a male, and he flips a wooden coin into the air, catches it and purrs and says, "Beautiful, isn't it? Knowing who you were meant to be." And he flips it up and he catches it again. And he walks closer to you, his eyes glowing in the dark. "My name is Whisper. The speakers have told you about how you will grow. But I am here to tell you where you will grow. Come, come. The Emerald Lady needs you. The forest is dying. It needs a bard's song, a druid's cure, a ranger's mercy, and the logic of a cleric." So Whisper tosses the wooden coin once more, grabs it, and then throws it at that portal, and the portal changes from blue into this green, bright green light, and on the other side, as it clears up, it becomes like a window, and on the other side you see this forest, and there's a person waiting for you on the other side. And Whisper whispers to you and says, "Step through, heroes. Your real adventure begins now." And that is where we will leave this week's adventure.
I wanted to see if I knew if they were like evil or not.
The evil dog.
And so, thank you so much, players. We have playing with us today
Thornsley Shatterscale.
Gabriel Brightwing.
The one who flays.
Ebonyclaw Shadowtooth.
and I am Dad. I've been your DM for this adventure. So join us next time as the boys find out where their fates await, what happens next, and where they will go as they step through this green portal. Now, if you've enjoyed this adventure, please share it with all your friends. It really helps others find us and tag along with the adventure as well. And feel free to leave us a 5-star review on your cast of your choice. And otherwise, we shall see you next time.
Dad's Dungeon Dudes.